One day, a lonely DNT member named Bib was browsing Scythe at night. He was peacefully browsing this site until he got an alert. It wasn't an unusual alert. This one didn't say anything else than, "We know your secret." Not very impressed by the alert, Bib kept browsing Scythe, but the alert kept bugging him. No moderator was online to have sent the alert as a joke, so who else could it be? About 30 minutes later, Scythe started to stutter, and between every stutter the message, "We know your secret," could be seen very slightly. At this time, Bib tried to contact an admin or a moderator to ask what was going on. When he checked the members online now, however, he saw no one else was online. Somewhat confused by this, as there is always someone online, he started to check user profiles, only to find out none of the users he searched could be found, almost like they had never existed. Soon after, his speakers automatically turned on, and in a computer-generated voice he heard the message, At this point, Bib had enough of it and decided to call the police, but his mobile phone had no signal and the house phone seemed to be shut off. As a last resort, he decided to go to a real-life friend of his, Aching Thumbs. Bib got on his bike and drove to Aching Thumbs as fast as he could. On his way to Aching Thumbs, Bib noticed something very weird. Nothing. There was no sound of animals, cars, other people, or anything else, and there was no one to be seen as well. As he drove alongside some dark alleys, he could see some very slightly and big, dark, weirdly shaped silhouettes hiding in the alleys and observing his every move. Once he arrived at Aching Thumb's house, it appeared like they knew he was coming. The front door was wide open and all the lights indoors were turned on. As he walked towards the house, he could see movements in the corner of his eyes, but whenever he turned his head to look, they were gone. Very cautiously, he approached Aching Thumb's house, seeing more and more movements in the corner of his eyes. As he entered the house, all the lights suddenly turned off, making everything completely dark. As Bib listened closely, he could hear the air moving as if someone was very rapidly and it was coming closer towards him. As fast as he could in the complete darkness, he tried to find his way to Aching Thumb's room, but he tripped and could feel the dark silhouettes come closer at an alarming rate. He knew what he wouldn't make it, and with one last scream, he screamed, "Why? What have I done?" Bib then slowed down a bit after his scream, and they were still approaching at an alarming rate. Suddenly, he heard a whisper right behind him. It was close enough to give him goosebumps all over his body. Bib was frozen in fear. It took him a bit to recover to say, What secret?" At this time he could sense he was completely surrounded by them. The whisper he heard earlier answered his question. As he felt an ice-cold claw pierce his back. He screamed in pain, but the creature didn't hold back. Bib felt his end was nearby, and he turned his head around with the last bit of energy and willpower he had. The face he saw was something that shocked him the most. It was his friend, Aching Thumbs, but he was completely transformed into something he had never seen before. One side of Aching Thumbs, his face had the same texture as that of a crocodile, but with big lumps all over his face. The other side of Aching Thumb's face was like it was dead. It was completely lifeless and looked like it had been decomposing for days. This was the last thing Bib saw as his view turned black, and he left the world of the living.